The ultimate flooring showdown. Which option is the best? Oh no! You are standing in the floor aisle at Home Depot, completely overwhelmed by 20 different wood look options. But honestly, half of them look identical, but the price tags are wildly different. What gives? I'm Blake. Welcome back to Built by Becker. I've been installing wood floors before I was a contractor. I've been recommending them, and yes, I've even ripped them out for the last 20 years. I've seen every flooring disaster you can imagine. And today, we're settling this once and once for all. The ultimate flooring face-off. I'm putting laminate, luxury vinyl plank, engineered hardwood, and solid hardwood head to head in categories that actually matter to you. Durability, cost, looks, and resale value. Whether you're renovating your forever home or flipping a rental property, I'll tell you exactly which option wins for your situation. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if this kind of straightforward home talk advice is helpful. I know they all look great in the showroom, but how they perform in your actual life, that's where things show their real face. Starting with the budget option that nearly everyone considers first. Round one, laminate flooring. I had to say it. But laminate is like that friend who looks amazing in photos, but doesn't quite live up to the expectations in person. You know what I mean? It's made from manufactured wood base with essentially a high quality photograph of wood grain printed on top of it, then covered with protective layer. When laminate first hit the market, it looked about as realistic as plastic Christmas tree. But I'll give credit where credit is due. The print quality has definitely come a long way. I've installed laminate in a client's guest bedroom last year, and their mother-in-law genuinely thought it was real hardwood until she got down on her hands and knees to inspect it. That's progress, right? Now, quality might not be like real, but where laminate's absolutely crushing the competition is your wallet. It will thank you. We're talking about the most budget-friendly option in this entire showdown. If you're furnishing your first apartment or renovating a space you're not planning to keep long-term, laminate can give you that wood look without the wood price. But here's where laminate starts losing points, and it's important. Laminate's biggest weakness is water. And I'm not just talking about major floods. I've seen laminate ruined by everything from a leaky dishwasher to a potted plant that was watered a little too enthusiastically. Once water gets into those loose joints, you're looking at warping, swelling, and replacement. There's no fixing it. And this is where most people mess up. They think, I'll just be careful with spills. But life doesn't really work that way. Kids happen, pets happen, washing machines overflow, pipes leak. If you're putting in laminate everywhere, near the kitchen, bathroom, or laundry areas, you're basically playing flooring roulette. But if there's something that really drives me crazy about laminate, it would be the resale value issue. I've been in hundreds of homes during inspections and renovations, and I can tell you that buyers notice laminate flooring. Not in a good way. They see it as something that they need to replace eventually, which means they're mentally subtracting that from the cost of what they're willing to pay for the home. And that's all I have to say about that. Let's look at the next tough contender. Round two, luxury vinyl plank. Speaking of those things that have come a long way, let's talk about luxury vinyl plank, or LVP as we call it in the business. This is where the flooring industry got smart and said, what if we make something that looks like wood, but can handle everything that life throws at it? Here's what makes LVP the dark horse in the competition. It's essentially bulletproof, water, mostly no problem, kids dropping toys, barely leaves a mark, dog claws, LVP just laughs. I got this. I've installed it in rental properties where tenants have done everything short of setting it on fire, and it still looks decent years later. But the elephant in the room, LVP is still vinyl, it's not wood, and if you get down close, you can tell. The texture is printed on, so those wood grain lines you see don't necessarily match what you feel when you run your hands across it. Some people really care about the authenticity factor, and others could care less as long as it looks good from standing height. But to be fair, LVP can win points back. The visual quality has gotten legitimately impressive. I've installed some brands where I even had to look twice to remember it's not real wood. The printing technology has been advanced to the point where they're capturing individual wood grain patterns and even subtle color variations that you see in natural wood. And that brings us to the maintenance factor, which is where LVP absolutely dominates. You can mop it with regular floor cleaner, you don't have to worry about refinishing, and if you somehow manage to damage a plank, you can replace individual individual pieces without redoing the whole floor. Try doing that with hardwood. Oh, and speaking of that, round 3, engineered hardwood. Now, we're getting into the realm of actual wood. Engineered hardwood is like the Swiss Army knife of flooring options. It's got real wood veneer on the top. We're talking about actual wood, not a photograph, bonded to a plywood or composite base underneath. In fact, the construction is actually pretty clever. That plywood base gives you the dimensional stability, meaning it won't expand and contract as much as the solid wood, while real wood veneer on the top gives you the authentic look and feel that you can't fake with vinyl or laminate. When you walk across engineered hardwood, it feels substantial. It has slight give under your feet that says quality. But here's a trade-off, and this is important. You can only refinish engineered hardwood once, maybe twice if you're lucky, and that's if the veneer is thick enough. Compare that to solid hardwood, which can be sanded and refinished multiple times over its lifetime. So while engineered hardwood will last decades, it does not have the forever potential that solid hardwood offers. Point sits right in the middle of our competition. It's more expensive than laminate or LVP, but typically less than solid hardwood. You're paying for that real wood surface and the engineering that makes it stable in conditions where solid wood would fail. Now, once you've got that figured out, you'll need to understand that not all engineered hardwood is the same. The thickness of the wood veneer matters enormously. Some cheaper options have veneer so thin they basically are fancy plywood. Look for at least a 3 mm veneer if you want the option to refinish down the road. All right, now let's look at the old classic. Round 4, solid hardwood. And here's where we have the heavyweight champion of flooring. Solid hardwood. This is the real deal, folks. A single piece of wood, usually 3/4 of an inch thick, that has been milled into planks and installed in the old-fashioned way with nails. I've been in 100-year-old homes with original hardwood floors that, after a good refinishing, look absolutely stunning. That's the magic of solid hardwood. It's not just flooring. It's a long-term investment that can literally last generations. For an example, we removed tile from on top of a 100-year-old home and then refinished the wood floors underneath, and they turned out beautiful. And just because of that, the resale value impact is real and it's measurable. Real estate agents will tell you that solid hardwood floors are one of those features that buyers specifically look for. It's not just about looks. Buyers understand that they're getting something of value and permanent. But here's where solid hardwood floor starts losing ground in their modern world. It's expensive. No getting around that. You're looking at the highest upfront cost in the entire competition. And then there's the maintenance reality. Solid hardwood can be scratched, dented, and worn down, especially if you have pets or kids who aren't particularly gentle with floors. I installed solid hardwood floors in a client's home, and within 6 months, their German Shepherd had scratched up an area by the back door pretty badly. The good news, we were able to sand and refinish that section. The bad news, it cost them money and time they weren't expecting to spend. And yes, one of those big problems with solid hardwood is that people usually think it's going to be maintenance free because it's the good stuff. Wrong. Solid hardwood requires respect and care. You need to clean up spills immediately, use furniture pads, and you need to be prepared for periodically refinishing every 7 to 10 years depending on traffic. And that brings us to climate issues. I've seen solid hardwood floor installations go sideways in humid environments. The wood expands and contracts with seasonal changes. In extreme cases, you get cupping, warping, or gaps between planks. It's not always a problem, but it's something you need to be aware of. So after putting all 4 contestants through their paces, here's how I ranked them for different situations. If you're living in a home and value aesthetics and tradition, solid hardwood takes first place, with engineered hardwood as a close second. Solid hardwood wins for timeless luxury and long-term value, while engineered gives you similar beauty with better resistance to humidity and wider plank options. If you have kids, pets, or need something durable and low maintenance, luxury vinyl plank wins this category hands down. It's water resistant, scratch proof, and looks convincingly like wood while handling everything your family can throw at it. If you're on a tight budget or renovating a temporary space, laminate takes the budget crown. It mimics wood's visual and gives you that upgraded look without the investment. Just be aware of the durability and water resistant trade-offs. If you're renovating a rental or investment property, LVP wins again. It looks great, lasts long, and saves money in the long term with minimal upkeep and maximal tenant satisfaction. See? There's no universal best flooring. It all depends on your priorities, lifestyle, and budget. But now you've got real world knowledge to make the choices that are right for your specific situation. Because you're not buying flooring for my house, you're buying it for yours. So you tell me, which flooring option sounds like the best fit for your project? Drop a comment and let me know. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.